Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, class. This is Professor Coyote welcoming you back to our Let's Play of Civilization 6, our American / Teddy Roosevelt run here. Now, you might have noticed from last turn, we've skipped a little bit ahead, because it turns out what happened is I tried to record for about 10 minutes, and then I didn't realize that I was having audio issues until things had already gone ahead. So, just to do a quick recap, we had barbarian issues in the south and the north. During last turn, Valedia, our city-state here, cleared the southern borders, and during the lost 10 minutes, we'll call them, we cleared the northern border here. There's a bit of an issue that looks like the barbarians have some cavalry running around. At least they were in this area. It was a cav archer and a regular horseman. And we noticed that, I noticed after checking some stats that Germany here seemed to have pretty high military, but only a city with 2. So I'm thinking they probably have another city somewhere. And also, we met another city-state, Linus here, who's requesting us to send a trade route their way. It looks like they have some pretty nifty cattle and the like, so we'll see what we can do with that. And just to recap, Valedia wants us to recruit a great rider, but it looks like we're kind of a little bit lagging behind one other group that looks like they're having some sorry, wow, brain fart, some progress towards some of those others. So we'll see what happens there, and we'll keep going here. It's 2640. And I promise that if I have audio issues again, I'll just try to re-record over it. But we've got writing, we have military tradition that actually sped up because we took out a barbarian outpost. And so we should have writing next turn and military in 3. We're building a granary in Washington here, and after that we will build a settler because we'll be close to Pop 5 with that. Okay. Probably actually build a trader than I think about it. I'll build a trader since we're asking for a trader, and then probably build a settler. We'll see what happens depending upon how long each of those takes. Okay, so we'll go on here. We're all caught up. Oh, looks like Barbarossa here isn't quite happy with me. But let's see what we can do here. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? What we're gonna do here is just in order to get a good gauge of how he is, we're gonna send a delegation. It's gonna cost 25 gold, but we're making pretty decent gold. Looks like he is a bit unfriendly here, but we'll see what happens here. All right, he may not be happy because we're talking to these city-states, and because he's got Iron Crown, which he likes civilizations who do not associate with them. He doesn't like suzerains and city-states. He just basically wants to eat up all these miners. So we'll send him a delegation. Huh. It looks like he didn't want it. All right, then. Well, we tried that twice, and if that's the way that he's going to be, then that's the way he's going to be. All right, we'll check. Looks like we slipped down a little bit on our domination victory of military points. So I'm gonna get a little bit nervous that Mr. Barbarossa there might be doing something. Alright, so let's go on to the next turn. We'll move on to... There we go. I commend you on your prudence. To add that city-state is to invite death. Okay. To aid it. Well, we'll see what happens. He thinks that we are not going to aid them, except I probably will. And here are our unfortunate barbarians here.
We have recently gained advanced knowledge in city planning. Creating districts in our cities can be much more powerful and lucrative than simple improvements like farms and mines.
Okay. Writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words.
Ah, good old Mark Twain. Alright, so we got our first district. We could build a library and a campus. We'll get to that in a little bit, because unfortunately we've got to deal with some barbarian issues. Now, I could take a minor defeat there, or a major victory. But right now, he needs to fall back, because he's pretty wounded. These guys, however, can take a major victory against the archers there, and die horribly in the process. That probably wasn't the best thing to do. Okay. So I'm going to having to build probably another warrior here, because it looks like the barbarians are having some issues. Not exactly my best plan here. But we'll see what happens. Well, we're going to move on that way. So it's still suggesting taking sailing, but actually we might end up doing astrology now, because we definitely need to start building up faith. Because we have nothing with faith in it. Well, it's only going to be 5 turns anyway. And that way we can start getting things going. Okay. In fact, what we're going to do here is we're going to spend a little bit of our gold. Since Barbarossa said no, that's great. I'm going to build... Looks like I can get... No, come on, that's what I want. Alright, I'm going to build another warrior. That way we have our defense ready to go, because when the barbarians come this way, down to Washington. Okay, so I'm going to hit a turn there. Alright, so it looks like that's what it means, is that the barbarian is going to, looks like it's attacking sort of that city-state, so. And this warrior is dead, sadly enough. Yes. But, the good news is that wasn't our promoted one. They're actually going to fortify and Telkeeld right now. But this one is going to take out these horse archers. Or at least the barbarian horsemen. This should knock them down to almost a full damage, and we may not take too terribly of damage on that. Ah, yes. Alright, so they didn't take actually a lot of hit points there, and that barbarian horseman is down, that the next attack will finish it off, it looks like. So, we can have our fresh unit come up. Well, this scout moves here closer to see. In fact, I bet you that dotted line is our Sumerian here. Okay, so now we know about where Gilgamesh is. Okay, let's hit next turn. Oh, and looks like the barbarian scout has fallen. Bully! Bully for them! Thank you, Gilgamesh, for killing off that scout. Ha ha ha! Looks like he's doing quite a bit too. And then he'll come right back to us pretty quickly. Eventually. Soon enough. There we go. It's our turn now. The barbarians are finished. Oh, they haven't quite gone yet. There we go. There's the barbarian turn.
Bravery is being the only one who knows you're afraid.
Okay, so it looks like the barbarians are starting to head towards the city itself. In fact, they're in the city limits, so I need to deal with them correctly before they end up hurting our city. Alright, so we've now unlocked a production cav, and we'll see how we're going here. So that was the recommended for a city, but we can take mysticism, which we can build the oracle, or the state workforce, or the empire. We do have military training, but that's locked behind the classical empire. So right now, our best option is to take one of these three. the state workforce, the early empire, and mysticism. Let's see here. So I'm thinking probably the best option is early empire here. Since it looks like Washington might get to 5 or 6, we might boost this before we get it finished. And they give that bonus to purchasing a tile, it gives a open borders, and it gives the production towards settlers. Alright, so let's finish these guys off. Alright, so the horse archers are gone. And that horseman's gone. And we're going to keep these guys still fortified. So we've got quite a bit, and then it looks like this group can be promoted next turn. And our granary is actually finished, so let's get that settler built, shall we? We can go for hanging. We do have the option to go for a campus, district, or the hanging gardens, which gives increases growth by 15% in all cities. But we really need to get that second city going. So we're going to go for a settler that'll take 8 turns, which is actually great because Washington's going to do pop 5 in 2. So basically, that next settler that pops up will take the population and keep Washington at 4. Okay. Let's keep going this way. Here's Gilgamesh. Got some slingers. They're the ones that dealt with those barbarians. Alright. In fact, let me look. Perhaps. You know what? So trader would be 195 gold. Perhaps we'll see. Because I'm thinking that I do need to get that trader because we do have the quest from Volinus there. So we'll see about that. Alright, so let's go to the next turn. We don't have to worry so much about the barbarians now. We've only got this one barbarian. So there's a little bit of a not quite catastrophe, but worrying about. Alright, so since we can get a promotion for them, that gives that +7 against combat strength melee. We're going to go for that one as well, and that'll heal them completely. And I'm going to fortify them. Okay. So far, so good for everything. And he should be moving that way. Looks like some tundra up there. Okay, so I'm going to let that barbarian run around for a little bit. It's not like it even really did much. So we now got our groups here. 2 of them which have been promoted, and 1 who's looks like just a touch under full health. So, go to our next turn. Okay, and that was quick because the barbarians have retreated. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I need to actually send a warrior down this way so we can see if our city will be clear. I don't think that there's any barbarians there, and the city-state won't actually end up doing anything with it. Now, it looks like we do need more amenities, but then again, we're about to lose 1 city, or one settler. But it's something to think about, that I need to start building more, to improve luxury resources, like that cocoa there. So I might want to build a builder next. Or buy a builder. Alright. This one's a quick turn, because it's mostly just about healing. And then with the 1 group's getting sent down. So now we know about that. Okay, so it looks like Sumeria is at a 6. It definitely makes me think that that Germany there actually has 2 cities, because Sumeria is at a 6. In fact, oh, that's not good. So Gilgamesh is neutral to us. But they don't want to be friends. So that's not good. Okay. Alright, and the other reason to go for mysticism, I mean astrology, is looks like our two neighbors here have declared pantheons, whereas we don't have anything. So things to plans. Alright, let's go to next turn.
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're skeptical.
Alright, so what I might end up doing is we could build a shrine. That'll give us faith. Build a holy site, which increases that. And then there's the Stonehenge wonder itself. Okay. So that's another thing to think about. That's part of why I'm going for another city right now is probably our best bet. Okay. So let's check one more thing. Okay, so we're close. We're close to Barbarossa that way. If we hadn't lost our one warrior unit, we'd probably have passed Barbarossa as far as domination points. Okay, now let's look at our tech tree here. We've just gotten astrology to finally start building some faith. Maybe we should have gone for that a little bit earlier. We'll see. We could go sailing. That's really quick. There would only be 5 turns on that. We have the archery, we have masonry, and bronze working in the wheel. In fact, bronze working would get us spearmen. Horseback riding would give us those cab that we kind of need to boost, to get a little bit of a tech advantage, probably. You know what? Let's do the sailing, because that's only 5. That'll only take 5 turns, and that'll allow us to get the fish and crabs, because I might end up putting the city close enough to where we can get on those fish. Or we'll expand to the crabs after we have boats. It's a bit of a gamble, because it's still kind of grinding on the lower parts of the tech tree. But we'll see what goes from there. Okay, so let's do another turn or 2 here. So these warriors are clear. I might use them as a sort of scout, since this scout is up all the way up in the north. Okay. So let's head next turn. We've got 5 more till that settler pops. Okay. It's kind of a slow turn, so we don't have a heck of a lot going yet. Okay, so we're still going to have this warrior go this way. Sorry about that. My cat decided it wanted to hop in my lap, so that's why I was a little bit quiet for the moment. And now it looks like she wants to hop out of the lap. So. Alright. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got a few things that are going, looks like. And what I might actually be doing, I'm going to bite the bullet. I think we're going to go for that trader. That way we can build some quick capital going. The trader looks like it'll only be 190. So we'll do that. So we've got a trader. So next turn, it'll activate. Okay, so we've got our trade route here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Vilnius because they want us to go that way.
In addition to bringing riches to our civilization, this trade route will gradually develop roads between our cities. Roads allow our units to no longer be impaired by the difficult terrain through which...
All right. So as I said, that's the good thing about also building trade routes is it also starts paving the way. All right. So we now boosting currency by making a trade route. So that's that'll be good there too. So we did get an envoy out of these guys, which gives us +2 culture in the capital. And we're also influencing them. So we'll see how that goes. We definitely are making Barbarossa not like us, since we're dealing with this city-state. Alright. So we're going to be building up our culture a little bit quicker now. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay. Now, the good news is it doesn't look like the barbarians have come back, so we can definitely plop our city down here in 3 turns. Well, when the settlers built in 3 turns. Alright. Okay, so we'll keep our warriors out here in the periphery. And then hit next turn. See what we can see. So Gilgamesh is running around, looks like. We've even got a war cart, which is what a primitive, oh, a bit of a chariot there. Okay. Although what I should be doing is I probably, actually, now that I think about it, I should have them going towards Aachen, because Barbarossa is more than likely going to be fighting us here pretty soon. Okay. Gilgamesh is pretty neutral, so we don't have to worry about him so much right now. We're going to heal them one more time. Alright, so far it looks like Barbarossa is basically hiding behind this good wall of mountains there. Alright. Just 2 turns on that settler. And it looks like Sumeria has now gone into the classical era. So we'll see how that goes. Alright. Oh, there's some more barbarians. Which is good. I can just deal with them. Get some XP for some of our people to promote again. Okay, we see enough. Okay, so this area actually to the northwest looks like it's not too bad either. So we'll see what how far the waters basically extend to. And there's also silk. So him going this way, in fact. Yeah, we'll have him take that sort of circuitous route since we've got our warriors that are acting as a good scouting in the area anyway. Alright, so we'll go on there. One more X, it looks like. Okay. So Barbarossa looks like Barbarossa's not doing a whole much, which is fine.
Vessels large may venture more, but little boats should keep near shore.
Alright, so we've got sailing now, which will help us traverse these waters. But I've also got our settler now. The best option, probably, now that we're thinking about it. As you can see here, we've got good water. we want to have our city, of course, near fresh water. That way it keeps it actually going pretty well. So we want to get in these green areas best. I'm actually thinking that settling down here is probably our best option anyway, because it gets us away from Gilgamesh, in case they decide to be a little bit jerky. And if I put it, say, right in this hex, it gives access to 2 bananas and a rice immediately, with the ability to spread out to those horses. And we might be running into Valetti a little bit, but we're not gonna. It won't. Yeah. So I think that's our best bet. So it'll take him 4 to get there. And in the meantime, Washington's feeling better because we aren't running into that amenities issue. So, what we'll do here is we'll build a builder really quickly. I know it's suggesting a galley and these... well, we need to expand Washington a little bit. So we're going to have a builder. And then I'm going to go see where we can go on from there. Things are going a bit slowly here for Washington, but I think this is a good breaking point here. We've got our first settler going out to found our second city, finally. We've got our trade route starting up. It should get to Valinus in eventually. And we got probably the northwest here would be our best option for our third city when we get to that. But that will be for next time. I hope you have a very excellent rest of your day. And with that, class dismissed.